guys, it's Jay.
And Danny Green.
O-rings are back with the new Delta-17 action figures. And to add to the atmosphere, we'll be placing the figures on this amazing diorama by Noah, aka megacityminis. Anyone living in the GTA, that's the Greater Toronto area, should be familiar with this scene as it's a miniature version of the old Jane Street subway station. And what an amazing set this is. From the weathering of the tiles to the lettering on the Jane Station identification and the debris strewn around the floor, this set is incredible. Just look at the gravel on the tracks and even more garbage. McDonald's cups, newspapers, and Coke bottles everywhere. Noah has outdone himself here. But in regular lighting conditions, this could be mistaken as a normal playset. But add one of these RGB lights from Ulanzi and the diorama comes alive. Add a second LED, this time in red, and we're really starting to cook. The mood changes so much, even giving it a kind of evil feeling. It's pretty amazing how much lighting can affect the overall look of a diorama. But then you shut off the lights, add LEDs, and bang, you have an environment. Add a second light to set the mood, and a third light, and suddenly you're telling a story.
Hey Jay, don't forget about Shea Reid's newest dio. Yeah, I know it doesn't look like much now, but once Leeds finished putting it together, we'll see some magic happen. Guys, follow Shea on his Instagram to see more of his work. Now I know what you're thinking, this diorama looks pretty plain, right? But when you look closer, it has some fun little extras. Like this little box in the back. Flip it switch and you got hallway lights, whoa. Shea made this set to be modular so you can make new sets just by joining pieces together and moving them around. We'll be placing the Delta-17 crew into the set combined with Noah's Jane subway dial.
Here we go, guys. Delta-17. Delta-17 is one of the newest players in the O-ring market, and I gotta tell you, they do not disappoint. Look at these amazing figures right here. We're gonna take a look at these, and I wanted to give a huge shout out to Delta-17 for giving us the opportunity to take a look at these figures up close and personal. First, let's take a look at Preacher. I love the packaging design for Preacher. It looks freaking amazing. The illustration is just out of this world. Huge shout out to Steve who made this happen. Holy crap, this is incredible. On the opposite side, they're pretty much all the same, except for the bio, of course, with Preacher here. He's got a data file card, and you can read that at your leisure, everybody. Let's take a look at Preacher. So Danny, what do you think of Preacher?
Well, you know what, man? He's pretty sick. I love the fact that he's got a shiny goatee. His sniper rifle is pretty big. He's got nice camel pants. The legs. Look at the legs. The stand, of course, can't go wrong, right? But this guy's ready for action. Look, he's got all his gear here on his legs. And look, his backpack's pretty sick. He's holding his second gun here, right? So he's ready for action.
Alright, the next figure we're going to take a look at is Rooster. And checking out his bio right here, you can tell this guy's armed and ready for combat. Love that mohawk. Let's take a look. And there he is, everybody. There's Rooster. Holy crap. This guy is honestly undercover in terms of like trying to blend in with his environment at least. Look at that mohawk. I gotta tell you, the Delta-17 sculptors worked overtime for all of these figures. They're all incredibly unique. I mean, obviously, a lot of them do share a standard buck, but when you come down to the overall details, they're not standard at all. I mean, they all have different thigh pouches, they all have different knee pads in the case of Rooster here. I mean, look at that. That's just insane. And of course, they all have unique boots. These are all wonderfully unique figures, and not a lot of reuse here at all. I mean, take a look at this gun. The gun itself is a wonderful sculpt and looks amazing. And then, of course, as we mentioned earlier, the deco. Look at that wonderful camo deco all the way until his face. And his face, again, is very unique. It doesn't look like Preacher at all, especially with that mohawk. That is just a standout feature. Coming around to the back, we can find out that he does have a backpack with an aerial and radio attached. Of course, he is apparently the specialist for radio communications. And yeah, man, he's always ready to radio in for support and actually communicate and coordinate with all of the other team members. I love the little backpack satchel at the bottom, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, this can actually double as a stretcher for helping to carry or transport wounded. Somebody can correct me in the comment section below, but yeah, love this overall look for Rooster. And I forgot to mention that he does have this wonderful bulletproof vest, if I'm not mistaken, which also has a couple of ammo pouches in the front. Absolutely stunning. If you're a kid of the 80s and mess around with characters like G.I. Joe, then you're very familiar with the idea of what an O-ring is. Delta-17 takes that and brings it to the next level. Shoulder rotations, which you can see here, they can bring their arms all the way up this way, rotate a full 360 degrees, The arms bend right at the elbow and can also rotate. They also have a wrist rotation, which adds to the value. The head actually pivots left to right and even goes down a fair amount. Going up is about that high, which is really not that much, but still, you can get him into a lot of great poses. They are O-ring characters, so you can actually see the elastic right there. This also does, unfortunately, have the limitation of the ab crunch, which really, in most situations, is fine, but every now and then you will get a little bit of elasticity. The legs themselves are also attached by that same peg, and then, of course, you can lift up the legs. It goes about that much. The knees do bend right at the knee, and there is no ankle articulation, which is unfortunate, but the figures themselves are solid, as you can see here. And of course, they do have that signature peg in the back where you can attach additional accessories. Absolutely freaking incredible. Let's have a look at the Delta Infantry Squad, Delta A and Delta B. It's a very similar file card for both Delta-17 troopers, the only difference, of course, being that Delta Squad A is lighter skinned and Delta Squad B is darker skinned. Because these two are so similarly designed, we're just going to take a look at Delta A for the moment. Man, this guy, honestly, if I was to say anything, regarding this guy, he kind of reminds me of a specific G.I. Joe figure. I think you know who I'm talking about, guys. Sci-Fi is the one who he really sort of takes after, but is completely different from Sci-Fi in so many different ways. But let's take a look at all the things that come with the Delta Infantry Squad member A and of course member B. The only real difference between A and B is their skin tone. A is a bit of a lighter skin tone, as you can see here. B is more of a darker skin tone, but I love that helmet. That helmet is... that thing really does remind me of Sci-Fi, or sort of kind of reminds me of Master Chief in a lot of ways. I think a bunch of us can see that. His overall attire is of a straight green fatigues. They look pretty cool, and that's offset with this, black armaments, wristbands, his overall gray bulletproof vest. He's also got those wonderful thigh pads with ammo pouches all across and a small sidearm right over there. And then, of course, he's got these unique boots. Again, each of the sculpts here on Delta-17 are absolutely unique. And, of course, they all come with that wonderful stand, which is very helpful, I gotta tell you, in helping these guys to stand up on their own. This is amazing, and if we come around to the back, we do see that the Delta A and B both come with a wonderful backpack attachment. Taking a closer look at the infantry trooper, we can see that he has a bazooka of sorts, an RPG if you will, and he actually comes with a number of ordnance, as you can see here, the actual shells themselves. And if we look closer here in the shells, we can see some unique indentations, as you can see there. Well, those are actually to pin into these little slots here, and what those do is they hold the actual missiles themselves, as we can see just by pegging them in just like that. So you can actually put in almost pretty much all of the complete armament of the Delta Squad A and Delta Squad B right onto their backpacks. This is a lot of fun and really help to give that sense of realism for the characters themselves. Just a lot of fun with that regard. He also has another holster just in case you don't want to be having him hold his fully automatic weapon. There we go, guys. There is Delta Squad A and B. Amazing. Delta Squad A and B members also come with an additional set of armaments, as you can see here. The ones we've already mentioned, as well as this gas mask, which is a lot of fun. That is a really cool attachment. Attaches right onto the figure himself on the front of his face. And then we also have a small knife for any close quarter combat situations, as well as to make dinner. Adding the gas mask onto the figure is actually pretty simple. If you look here on the back, there are actually two little notches right there, and on the side over here, right there. It's actually quite a little bit harder to see, but those little notches are key. With the little indentation here, you can actually come in on the other side, position the gas mask right in front of his face. You have to actually position it on his face like this. It's so hard to do this on camera, guys. Sorry about that. And you have to actually peg in. Okay, I had to do that off camera completely because it would not peg in as I was doing it with the camera on, because it was just so difficult to get that there. But yeah, it basically sits on the character like that. Pretty good, and you can continue to finagle with it, but for the most part, for this demonstration, that is the way he looks with his gas mask on. Amazing. Finally, guys, let's take a look at Shepard. Holy crap, look at that artwork. Again, huge shout out to Steve for this amazing work. Oh my gosh, this is absolutely crazy. There is the information for Shepard. Let's take a look at this Delta-17 leader. And there he is, everybody. There is Shepard. This is the leader of the Delta-17 squad, and holy crap, does he ever look unique. As a matter of fact, I dare say he's probably one of the most unique characters in the Delta-17 squad. Of course, having to do with that masked face of his. It's got that, skull printed face, which looks amazing. He does have a removable helmet as well, which is a lot of fun. However, I do have to say that just like every other figure in a 3 3/4 inch scale, 3 1/2 inch scale, the tiny little accessories do get lost, so you do have to actually be very careful with them. A lot of things to talk about this. He does have that wonderful fully automatic weapon with those 2 different scopes. Freaking incredible. He's got a wonderful looking deco. I mean, look at that, guys. It's got greens, it's got yellows, it's got black, it's got red. I mean, the thigh pouches alone. Look at those shotgun shells. Oh my gosh, this guy's ready for action. He's got an additional sidearm right there, like pouches galore. This is an incredible look for Shepard. The knee pads, the unique boots. He's even got sort of, almost a bell-bottom type of look on the legs. Crazy. And if we go to the back, he does have that wonderful pouch backpack. It's full of pouches. And of course, his other shotgun attachment. Oh my gosh, that thing's crazy. Look at the shells and the shotguns. It just complements each other so well. Shepard also has one additional trick up his sleeve, and let's have a look at that. His infrared goggles. These are freaking amazing. We can see the red nature of them in the front here. They look amazing. And of course, they do have a wonderful sculpt all over. And to attach them, it's pretty simple. We see this peg right here where it hooks in to the top of Shepard's helmet. All you got to do is just take this and position it right here, like so. There you go. So this is the position of the goggles as they are up on Shepard's head. But if you wanted to, if in the heat of battle or reconnaissance, you can actually just take these off and reposition them in the opposite direction, so that Shepard can actually just have a look at what's going on in the battlefield below or from a distance, just like this. Amazing. And of course, you can position his hand to come up and literally bring it to the scope, kind of like this, almost as if he's actually peering right into the distance, trying to see exactly what's going on with the enemy. That was a look at the Delta-17 crew, everybody. So let's find out what these guys actually do on a standard recon mission.
Sir. It's Shepard.
This is Preacher.
This is Shepard. What's your situation?
We're en route ETA 5 minutes.
Copy that.
So far, so good.
Let's hope it stays that way.
I'm playing straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
What I'd give for a drag.
I thought you quit.
I did. Let's keep moving.
Like a walk in the park.
Spoke too soon. Shepard, come in.
Get back here, Preacher. We've got company. Looks like things are about to get serious with the Delta-17 crew. Huge thanks to everybody who helped make this video happen. Megacityminis and Shea Reid for providing their amazing dioramas. And the lead designer for the amazing animatics. On behalf of Danny Green and myself, Mega J Retro, we want to thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos every week. And check out this next video. We'll see you there.
Yeah, I'ma do